Alright everybody, thanks for joining us here on Adventures of Greg and Sabrena, and we have some information and some stuff to go over today. That's right folks, today is a special day. It's Friday and we're going to go over everything. Where has Greg and Sabrena been? We don't know. What's going on in the world? Dinosaurs, aliens, all kinds of stuff. Wow! Is Nintendo Direct really going to bring us anything? Is Nintendo even going to celebrate this awesome game? We don't even know what's going to happen anymore. And we've got some tidbits, some secrets, and some cool videos. And, that's right, there's an and. How to make millions of dollars off of YouTube. That's right. So stick to the video. We have a lot to go over. Oh, that's right, a lot. Alright folks, thanks for joining us here today on Friday. That's right, the end of the week. Where have we been and what has been going on? Everybody may or may not really care or want to know, but I'm documenting it because it's reality. That's right folks, ha ha! So, what is special about today? Well, let's see here. The beginning of everything. We're going to go over all kinds of cool stuff. But first thing I have to say is, holy moly, our internet started having issues on like Saturday and Sunday. And I think through the whole week, well, it's still going on now and it's not as bad, right? But the worst part was, you know, Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, I wanted to release a video of like these controllers and some of the stuff I got, and it didn't happen. So I was like going to drop these things and stuff. Well, come to find out, you know, internet was going down almost all over the place, and even at my work we were having issues with all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. So I looked it up, right? And I looked into this, and it turns out that we had solar flares, everybody. Solar flares. Yeah, believe it or not. That's right. We had solar flares, everybody. So, it was, basically, it happened like the 15th, 16th, maybe the 14th and on, but you got to remember it wraps around the planet whenever it does this. So whenever you have something like that happen, it may hit one side of the planet and not hit the rest for like a couple days, or it may cause a spanning event. So we had this like really warm weather, and I was like, well, that must be the solar flare, and indeed it is. So a lot of people don't understand how all of this works, but we were without internet. There wasn't too much we could do. We had internet, but it was really bad. Like basically I had like one upload speed, and it was saying for a 2-minute video it was saying like 5 to 6 hours, and I just looked at it and said, you're out of your mind. I actually tried to upload. There was a point at which I was able to get in and do something about it and actually, you know, upload and so forth. I did. I got a Beans video out that was kind of funny. You know, I wanted to get that out. a lot of people that, watch the channel, they don't know that we do all kinds of stuff, and it's going to only get bigger. So this is kind of like a news and update and all kinds of stuff in one. Now, a lot of people watch the channel for God only knows. But the best part here is we're going to touch base on everything, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to release some secrets to you. So, first off, tomorrow, Saturday, or you may be watching this on Saturday, I don't know. But here's the problem. Nintendo, if they don't release a new Zelda game that's going to be like Ocarina of Time or Ocarina of Time, if you watch Angry Video Game Nerd, he's right. There's like two ways of pronouncing it. Because when I grew up, it was Ocarian, and other people were saying Ocarina, and it's just like, so everybody is wanting like a 40th anniversary physical copy. They want either remade old classic games for like a throw together, or they want the Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. They need to do this in order. Like maybe this year do the Ocarina of Time, and then next year do Majora's Mask, and then start reinventing the wheel. And we want remakes of these games in full HD with some sort of like, some pizzazz like Real Engine 5's been doing. And it's not fair to us that we can't have this. Nintendo is going to fall on its knees if it doesn't do it. That's right, folks. Because first off, the Nintendo Switch 2 is not going to sell at all. People that are buying it are just kind of buying it to have something else to do right now. Yeah, that's right. I actually watch people. And they walk in there and they're like, man, there's a whole bunch of Switch 2s here. Man, I guess I'll get one. And then you take it home and it's like, there's not much to do on this, but we'll try it out and it's kind of fun for a little bit. Whatever. But a lot of people that are getting into the whole Nintendo Switch thing, I'm not that big of a fan of it. I've got all the games there are. I have not bought it. There is a reason. Now, I've got games for it. Certain games, that is. That's right. I'm not stupid. So, you never know when they have a good game. But the Metroid game kind of flopped a little bit because it's not really a Metroid Prime game. It's kind of like you're riding around on a motorcycle. It's kind of like it's just, it doesn't really give you the whole Metroid vibe as much, really, in my mind, But whatever, So there will be future gameplay on that, but not too many people are even doing gameplay on that. I'm surprised. You'd think there'd be more. What we want is a remake of, and tomorrow is like this 40th anniversary, and everybody's been talking about it. Everybody's been talking about wanting the Ocarina of Time for years. So the reason why, and I'm going to hit on this, so you better listen up. You might want to stick around through this whole video because we got a lot to go over. The reason why everybody wanted the analog 3D is because of what is going on. They had these mini consoles come out, and we all wanted an N64 mini console, so that way we could play. And I think what Analog did is Analog's like, hey, Nintendo isn't going to do it, guys. And I like to thank you, China. Thank you. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to enjoy my games anymore. So you guys did do something that really made me happy. It does kind of suck because you kind of got to update the console when you get it, And so you can have the best looking video games, to really do it. So who's really going to buy a console that you have to go and update? It should come prepared, ready to go. Well, it kind of was, but they added some patches for the eARC and the 4K kind of stuff. I noticed that it's been horribly choppy and not as good looking as the original. You put the games in there and it's just blocky. I mean, it looks pretty okay, but It depends on maybe the TV you're using it on. So if you're using a OLED, it may not look so good. Okay. Because I got some real expensive stuff, and I'm just telling you, the Sony TV has some sort of converter that upconverts stuff, so it kind of made it look pretty alright on there. So, I'm just saying, we've all wanted, the whole analog thing from the get-go. Something that could play on these new TVs. We've been buying these ROM emulated things from Amazon and everywhere, coming from China. It's awesome. Those are awesome. I love those little mini consoles. Those are so cool. They play all the games in the world. But so if Nintendo doesn't do it, this world may be ending, and maybe that's what they're preparing for. Yeah, that's right. I'm really shocked to say this. So we have, other than that, Phil Spencer is leaving Xbox. I don't know if he got fired or what, but this is kind of weird because Nintendo, Doug Bowser, retired. And the truth is I like the Nelson days. Let's just be honest here. Major Nelson really did what we really wanted in Xbox, and we're probably never going to see him again, are we? So, he is disappearing, and Microsoft Rewards has took a big dump. So, Microsoft Rewards, they keep nerfing it and nerfing it. The problem is Xbox is like, we're making major cuts. Where are we losing money? Games, TV, app has got to go. It's not making us any money. Boom, they got rid of it right away. They nerfed I knew something was going to happen when they nerfed the rewards program. Boy, oh boy, I spent about $1,000 a year in free money just by buying stuff. And it was actually glitched to where you could make a lot of money off of that, actually. So they should have did this a long time ago. I was at the very, very top tier because I had been playing since day one, right? So every year you'd have like an annual amount. They would cap you like at $1,000 a year. So every like January or February, just blow a ton of money, and we were wasting it on the stupidest games ever. So yeah, I probably, you're like, how did you get all that stuff in the video game? Well, Xbox gave me hundreds of dollars, and that's what I did with it. I did use it to buy some games, that's true. I bought movies with it, but whenever you'd buy movies with it, it just kind of recycle itself and give you more money. So there was all kinds of glitches in it, how you could literally, for a while there, you could literally buy $1.90 or $1 movie, and you'd get it would say buy 3 games and get 5,000 points or something, something stupid like that. So it actually counted for the $1.99 movies or the 99-cent movies. You just buy the individual episodes for 99 cents, and it counted as a movie. So they put that cap in first. That was like the first cap, where it was like, it has to be over $4.99 or it has to be over $5 for it to count towards this. So that was one of the first things they did to change the rewards. Literally, I was going in just buying individual episodes of Ninja Turtles or something, and for 99 cents, instead of paying, like, some of the stuff was outrageously priced, like Dragon Ball Z for a while. A lot of stuff. I didn't get to complete my collection on the whole movies and TV. We really need to bring that stuff back, though. I will pay you at least $2,000 to bring it back. That's how bad I want it. Because I'm going to be honest, if you go look at the reviews for the app for Amazon, it fucking is bad. So the only way to really watch your Amazon Prime TV or movies is either on your smart TV or by having the Amazon Prime thing or whatever, or maybe the computer. The app on the Xbox don't work for shit. It is completely locked out or glitched. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it spins a circle on everything. And I've tried it on all the consoles. It's not my connection. I've done everything. There is no fixing it. That's right. It is crap. It is crap, everybody. Crap, I say. So, I don't understand what this is, but why is this on PS3 or Xbox P3? So, Xbox Game Showcase 2025. And leaders at Sony, I confirmed, blah, blah, blah. Blizzard, Call of Duty, PlayStation. Sony is an important part of the industry. We value our relationship. Phil Spencer is saying all this stuff. It's great to have Phil Spencer. When he was wearing that Hexen shirt, he's like, let's do it. You know, maybe he did know something. But I think he could have brought a little more to the top of the game than just that. So, I'm going to miss you, Phil, but Nintendo did the same thing. Everybody's got to go at some point, I guess, huh? Like I said, we had solar flares. Prepare yourselves. The other thing about the solar flare thing is for a while, we've had a lot of static electricity in the house. We kind of live up in the hills or the mountains, and you can buy a tri-field meter to actually detect how bad the static electricity is. This is ionized air, people, and ionized air can affect your health and all kinds of stuff. People don't even know this. So, static air, everything. The higher up you go, the more electricity there is up there. It's crazy. Very electrostatic-y air on this planet. So, you can always get a tri-field meter to check your house. There's many different types. I've got this type and that type, and just check it out. You know what I mean? But what's really weird is Trump, everybody's been talking about it, but I still think it's full of shit. The aliens are coming. That's right, folks. The aliens, everybody. So, Trump said, let's release the information on the UFOs. And he said that this week. And more people are talking about it, that they're going to release the information on aliens and UFOs. Man, we already knew about the aliens and the UFOs, man. When the aliens landed in that kid's backyard in North Las Vegas, we damn well knew, okay? We knew. So, you can try to cover it up all you want, but you don't go calling the damn cops unless if you really had an emergency. You get arrested if you make false 911 calls, okay? And they mean business in Las Vegas. But they actually believed them. I mean, they had the whole family, They probably took some of the footage. They might have caught something. I don't know, but a lot of people say they see aliens in the video. Man, I hate to tell you this, but there's many different types of aliens, and they've been coming to this planet for a while. If you're not knowledgeable about any of this, then that's your own fault. I'm sorry to say. Yeah, I believe in God, but I hate to tell you, the alien thing is real, okay? As a kid, I'm just going to drop some out there real quick. As a kid, me and my buddy Jeff, we used to sneak out at night. We went out to the park. We had to go pee. So he went to one set over there. He kind of peed almost out in the open. I ran to the tree line, and there was something in the damn trees that looked like a goddamn robot, basically. Really creepy. I took off running to the bike and said, let's get the hell out of here. There's something in the woods. So, it wasn't just that. There was another incident. Me and my friend Troy, we were in the backyard at my dad's house. This was like whenever that Batman movie came out with Val Kilmer, and it had the U2 song. We were out in the backyard, built a fort around the apple tree. We were out there, and next thing you know, we hear something. We step out, and there's this UFO with a staticky noise at treetop level. It was in the shape of like a toilet paper roll. It was a cylinder, and it had a box at the top and I think a box at the bottom, but I'm not too sure. And it had these vents. And yeah, it was really creepy. It was very realistic. It was the size of a car or a bus, maybe. It's pretty big. So I thought it was some sort of spy satellite because my dad, he lived over by these like satellite dishes and towers, so it was a major communication thing. So I think they were checking us out. What's going on over here? Well, we're in the backyard. I took off running to go tell my dad, and I stopped about halfway, and I turned and I said, he ain't going to get out here fast enough to see this goddamn thing, and we're going to have to chase it down the street. And that's when I knew. Of course, my buddy Troy was just staring up at it like, what the hell, I don't know if we got abducted, but whatever it wasn't fucking, we're talking about 1995 or 97 or 96. So, tell me about that. And there's a lot more incidents. We went out to the back roads. I call it the night of the UFOs. Yeah, the night of the UFOs. And the skies were flashing, and there was these things moving around the sky like crazy. And I have it all documented, written on a calendar and pictures. I actually have video and pictures. We went out to the back roads, and I'm not going to say where or why, because I'm going to do an actual video, because this video will actually mean something. It's actually a real video. So we've got a lot on that, and that was a long time ago. I was using a Coolpix camera to do this stuff. Yeah, it's true. I never released any of this stuff. Most people go straight to the web. I do have multiple Facebooks, and one of the Facebooks has like some pictures of it, and I never bothered to tell anyone or say a whole lot. We just told our friends or whatever we did, right? But we went out to the back roads, and there it was. Big fucking UFO with all, like, it probably had like 50 red lights on it. It was so weird. And then it turned all of its lights off and came after us. It was like this black UFO, man. And I'm telling you, we ran, got in the truck, and left. Like, that thing was coming to abduct us, okay? That was not there to be your friend. Troy has said something to me. He said something, he goes, what do you think would have happened if we would have stayed there? Do you think we would be here today? And he's got a good point. Fuck no, we wouldn't. No, we probably wouldn't. So, it was good that we ran. Yeah, I had spotlights with me, and I shot spotlights at it, and that's why it came after us. I forgot to tell you all the details. We had binoculars, cameras, spotlights. Oh, yeah, we were into it. We had nothing better to do. That's how guys are. Okay. So, let's get on with this. He might be releasing all this information about UFOs because the world needs to see peace and Iran will not straighten up. First off, we're sending a ton of planes over there all the past few days. Right now, he's probably going to strike within the first 48 hours. So, he should strike somewhere between now and Monday would be my guess. Him telling him that it's going to be 10 to 15 days, bullshit. He wants you out of power. He's going to take you out. I mean, it's just going to be that way. Just, you either say you're going to step down or you say you're going to change. Say that you're going to get rid of the nukes or something and do it. Because your people are out of control over there, dude. And they are. I mean, they're crazy. I mean, you guys walking around with guns just shooting at people and shit. I mean, I'm not saying that East LA ain't bad, but you know what I'm saying? This is out of control over there. You can't, like, I don't know if you drop some people straight out of the gangs in LA over there, what would happen, But I'm just being honest. It's, their world over there is really needing to straighten up, and I don't think that Russia or China should back them. Just saying, you guys need to just let it be done and let it be over with. This is it. It's either we stop it and put a stop to it now, and Russia, you need to stop having wars with people. Let's just get this shit over with and straighten up the world, okay? Because Russia probably going to be next. Just, So, yeah, it is what it is, but, we have a lot of videos to make. We're going to be making more videos. Let's talk about some of our news. Some of the important stuff. So, like I said, Nintendo needs to do its thing. We're going on 20 minutes here. I don't want to be the long video in your heart, but I have to tell you this. So, obviously, when we can't upload videos, there's no point. So, I've got other stuff to do, right? But anyways, Sabrena's in a lot of the videos. She's almost in like every video. And we have a full selection down there that we're going to be making even bigger. Now, I'm sure YouTube told me you need to not promote any videos for a while. We're going to look at monetization stuff and how it's going to, and I'm like, I don't even, the problem is YouTube doesn't, it's like running a business, okay? So you have to constantly put videos out. And it's like, okay, so if you have a job, it can be kind of taxing to do it unless if you're already big. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you that, it's not that bad if you just do some videos here and there and you keep it live. The thing is there's all these people like Mad Money Mike or Mad Money Matt or whatever his name is, Make Money Matt, whatever his name is. Okay, so back in the day, he started these videos. Everybody was clicking on it. It had millions of views. The problem is the only thing that he discovered was running ads with your YouTube to talk about bullshit that really caught everybody's attention. He was saying, grab a hold of your niche, Shut up about the niche. This is 2026, goddammit. Just get with the program. There's a lot of things that make things go around. And like I said, there's only so many people out there that can do their videos for so long. Like Beard Meets Food or Meets Food or Eats Food or whatever. That bearded guy that eats all that food. Yeah. He's only got a little bit longer. Like I said, one of his last videos, he's like, I don't know if I can do this much longer. And he's right. He can't. So he's going to have to come up with another solution because you're going to kill yourself. The older you get, like say late 30s and into your 40s, you can't be doing that shit. You will fucking die. You will have a heart attack. Your blood sugar will spike so high, your blood pressure, all kinds of stuff. So what you do now matters. When you're in your 20s and early 30s, you get away with a lot. But when you get older, man, you're really pushing the bucket on that. There's a lot of YouTube channels that may be cycling in and out, and like Kay and Tay, I mean, she's having another baby to keep the channel going, to have something, for people to watch because the kid gets older. We're going to do this forever, so I really don't care what anybody thinks, but so the secret. I was going to release the secret always towards the end of the video. That's right. It's not to make you watch or to fast forward to it. Really don't care, really. It's just what it is. So we do have a lot of content coming out. I'm going to do a lot of stuff throughout the years, okay? I'm not going to do it all at once. We're going to do nice and easy and have fun with it. That's right. And the kid is really cute. And so if the channel does get monetized to where it makes a lot of money, then all that money would be given to her to go to college and all that stuff. It's not for me. I don't need it. I have everything I ever wanted. And the kid was really what I wanted. So, with that being said, and I don't know if anybody really has made it this far in the video. So the final secret of today. Well, like I was saying about that Mad Money Mike guy, right? Here we go. Get ready. Grab a hold of it. So, all these other people are copying the Mad Money Mike or Matt, whatever his name is. I don't know, they've been doing it for a while, right? And his channel got hacked, and he had to, do all this stuff. Yeah, well, you were making a ton of money. What did you expect was going to happen? Goofball. I mean, come on. So, everybody, tries copying him so they get millions of views and make money. Yeah, they've got all different types. And then you got, India and China, they just steal people's videos and repaste them and collage them together and then put them out there as America's funniest videos when they're not. They're just taking your stuff and reposting it, and someone in China or India are making money off of it. They figure any money's better. It is what it is, right? Those, you got to watch out with YouTube. I'm about to release a secret. I'm telling you now, but hold on. So YouTube, if you guys are like taking other people's videos or videos from movies, you got to watch out, because you could get your channel banned for that, especially if you're monetized. Okay, so you got to keep it original content. You got to try to be as clean as possible with it. And if it's music you got on there, yeah, you're gonna have to pay the guys to use their music. So there's a lot involved, right? But what Mad Money Mike or Matt or whatever his damn name is, God, I keep bringing up his name. There's so many people that have clicked on those videos, so I know I'm going to reach you in the brain if I tell you. So what they're not telling you of how to make money on YouTube, okay, is just like every business. If you're starting a business, what do you have to do to start a business? You have to pour money into it to start a business. That's right. So if you think back to Wayne's World, back in the 80s, Wayne's World, they were playing in the basement at his house. Wayne and Garth playing in the basement on, it was like their show. I know it was Saturday Night Live, but the movie and everything, if you look at it, they're playing in their basement, and it was broadcasted on a TV channel late at night that nobody watched, and then there's, the people of the town, I guess, watched it because, it is what it is. But you get the same thing. And then you have channels like PBS, which are going away. It's really sad. PBS was badass. That's where a lot of nature shows came from. That's where Doctor Who came from. That's where a lot of stuff, was it Channel 9, I guess is what most people call it, I think, right? But PBS was very important. It had all kinds of stuff, even Sesame Street and stuff. So they went out of business because nobody calls them on the phone like they used to back in the 80s and 90s and supporting them. A public broadcast, they have to get funded. So, about to drop this on you. Are you ready? The only way you're going to make that money on YouTube is, first off, you're going to have to buy you a computer. Make sure you have a cell phone. You're going to have to spend quite a bit of money. And then money for production tools on your computer. All kinds of stuff. And then, at the very top and the very height of it, then you're going to put out, say, 5 to 10 videos, maybe 15 videos. Work them all up, make them all nice, drop a few, and then drop a few more, and then drop a few more. Not all at once, within a few weeks right there. And then you go and you run ads from Google Ads, because YouTube is Google. So you're going to run a campaign. And what they're not telling you is you have to pay the campaign. Google will find you subscribers, so it's going to show your channel. Now, this costs you money, okay? And that's how it actually works. If someone tells you different, they're full of shit. The only other way that channels can make it big without the help of that would be hot girls. If you're a hot girl and you're showing your stuff, there's going to be a lot of guys clicking on that. And I'm going to be honest, there's going to be a lot of guys clicking on that. And that, for some reason, no matter what, always seems to, you start out with a few, and the next thing you know, everybody's clicking on it, So there's a lot of, that's why they say find your niche, stuff like that, because what is going to work, And so that's really where it's at. Video games are kind of actually at the bottom. So you see me doing a lot of video games. They're kind of at the bottom to the middle, A lot of the big videos and stuff that really get out there are like premium videos. The guys running video game channels, Yeah, I mean, you make money off of it, but, it just depends, So, the problem is running ads and campaigns, you're paying for it, okay? And it costs you money. Now, hopefully, you also get some sponsors that'll do it and pay you to do it. So you sponsor your stuff, you sponsor their stuff, and that's how it kind of works. So how much money do they want to run a campaign? Quite a bit, $600, everybody. They want $600 as a starting. So usually you spend anywhere from $600 to a couple $1,000. Before you know it, you've put thousands of dollars into campaign running your YouTube channel. So Google can find you people. I think the minimum amount you can put in is like $75 or $50 or something, maybe. I don't know. But basically you pay for subscribers, or you could pick to I wouldn't say run promotions on the YouTube tab. YouTube has a tab that says promotions. Don't use that one. That one's AdSense, and it'll kind of it nullifies your level. So it's just like a free version of what YouTube can do, and it'll do stuff that just don't bother with that. You have to run Google Ads, a campaign in your Google Ads thing, and that's how you do it. And it costs a lot of money over time. You basically shoot for it. Finds people. Google finds people. People that talk or interest in your kind of stuff, whatever your names of your videos are and stuff like that, it'll find people that look at that. So that's why your phone spies on you, people. That's right. Because without that spying, we can't market anything to you, and TV is marketing. And they want to run ads on your channel once you become monetized, so that way they can try to make money. See, back in the day, we used to go to the mall to get stuff. Find the newest and latest thing. They didn't advertise everything on TV. Hell no, they had censorship on TV. You go to the mall, you find really cool stuff. Where'd you get that? The mall. Where'd you get that cool coat? Where'd you get those shoes? The mall. It wasn't on TV. No, man. They could only do so much on TV, just so you know. So, that's right. That is right. And of course, the Home Shopping Network, does it still exist? Apparently it does, and it takes over cable. Nobody watches cable anymore. Everything's on the internet. So, thanks for stopping by tonight, people. I know it's been hard. It's always hard. It's dinosaur time. I will see you guys next time. We're going to be putting some videos out. This is a long one, but channel update. I got to make a lot of videos this weekend, so I'm a little bit busy. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Subscribe.